Sometimes this NBA life, it can get pretty crazy. 4 years with the Pelicans, 4 straight playoff berths, 2 straight NBA Finals appearances. But if you saw the previous episode of the Road to NBA 2K21, you know that it's pretty much coming to an end. And you also found out firsthand that loyalty in this NBA life sometimes can come at a premium. Our GM, he badmouthed me to the press, made up lies about why he let 2 starters walk in free agency, and implicitly said that I was going to be the blame for the team going in a different direction. I already packed my bags from my house, and I just cleaned out my locker, and this will be the last time I ever lay my eyes on the Smoothie King Center as an ally again. It didn't take long for our GM to push through my trade request, and he did a complete 180 in this aspect, as he let me pick 3 teams that I can get traded to by my devisal. I knew the type of team I wanted to join. I wanted it to be a team that truly wanted to contend, so I wouldn't have to be worried with another GM pulling this type of stunt again. I desired for a team that had a good amount of cap space to sign or trade for a team for a star, or maybe 2. And lastly, most importantly, a team that was in the middle of rebuilding something new. I didn't want to join a contender with solidified superstars. I want to sign with a franchise with youth to truly write my own story. And I made my departure from New Orleans early in the morning, and maybe in the form of some symbolism, a light snowfall started to trickle down, showing that the team and city I was driving to further my career may have been something that the critics may have expected, yet still full of surprises over the coming years. If you've watched this series through and through since the first episode, you may recognize this neighborhood in the Brooklyn, New York borough. This is where mine, Faran, Donovan, and Deshaun's basketball dreams all started, and it's only fate that basketball brings me back here again. The first thing I did in my return to the Big Apple was eagerly rush my way to my old house to tell my friends and family the good news, which is why I left so early in the morning. But by the time I reached the front door, it was plastered all over ESPN and social media. I've been traded to the New York Knicks along with 2 second rounders for RJ Barrett and a Mavericks 2023 first round pick. My own GM may have been a snake there to end my Pelicans tenure, but at least he did do me a solid in shipping me off to my hometown team, where my hometown friend Faran will be my backcourt partner for years to come. This brings me back to being a little kid again, watching with horror at my beloved Knicks fail year after year. But what always gave me hope is my dad telling me how whenever the Knicks were elite when he was my age, New York City stops. When the Knicks are good, it's bigger than the Yankees, it's bigger than Broadway, it's bigger than anything this city has to offer. And that's the reason why I called up Faran, who was also settling back into New York. I gave him a ring and said, let's get to work, man. Meet me at the Mecca, MSG, Madison Square Garden. After back-to-back last place finishes in the virtual NBA, it's time we bring New York basketball back to the forefront and make this city stop once again. Here we are, I'm feeling nice and cozy back in my home city, the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. I can't believe that this is my new home. Nothing like New York basketball, and of course we twist the camera a little bit. We're in Manhattan right now, but we twist that camera over the East River right there. We got Brooklyn, only 1 city away from where it all started. The trade makes sense for both sides. The Pelicans want to get younger, and with the exit of Cade and Hart, they have a huge need for wing players as well. RJ will be playing the 3, I bet. And meanwhile, the Knicks pair me with a hometown friend. For the first time since college at Texas, I'll be sharing the floor with a friend of mine. Faran Nadeem is a nearly 50-40-90 offensive player. And of course, top 3 pick Cade Cunningham joins the fray as he slides to the 3 spot. It's already an exciting starting 5, but sprinkling on Julius Randle, who, keep in mind, hasn't made the same jump in the video game as he has in real life, and the shot blocker and effective finisher Mitchell Robinson. And you may be looking at the Knicks' first playoff roster since 2013, and of course you're going to add uber athletic second-year player now, Obi Toppin, along with Emmanuel Quickly. Oh man, this roster looks like it's going to be so much fun to watch for not only Knicks fans but NBA fans alike in the upcoming season. But before we hop into the next season, year 5 of my career, we gotta hop into some practice mode to see these guys in action. Mitchell Robinson gets either team on the board. Obviously, we're all on the same team here, but nice to see Robinson put in a layup against backup big fella Boban Marjanovic. Yes, the Knicks have him here in the virtual NBA, and here's the matchup we've all been excited for. Me versus Faran, of course. He's so slippery off the ball. He shakes me. Nice screen from Cade Cunningham. Mitchell Robinson also shakes me there with a screen, a little elbow to the side. That one didn't feel very good. Faran off balance, nets the triple. It's going to be so much fun playing with him. But we're already down 7-0, me and my squad, the blue team. We got to get on the board here. I get a little screen from Omari Spellman. You guys know him, the former Villanova Wildcat. He's our backup power forward, as Obi Toppin will probably be playing a lot of center in the second unit. I get it back, though, and give a little handoff to Emmanuel quickly. And obviously, I'm very excited. We honestly didn't have a lot of guard depth with the Pelicans, but having Emmanuel quickly backing up me and Faran will be key going forward. And Emmanuel quickly, his face in 2K obviously it doesn't look very good because they don't have his face scan in the game, but I fixed that for next episode. I fix his face and make it look more like him, so stay alert for that on the next episode of the series. Nonetheless, back to the practice action. We got me versus Obi Toppin right here, and a sick little change of direction on the second-year pro. Obi Toppin left a little bit more to be desired in his rookie campaign. However, he did close it with a very solid playoff run there in the first round in Atlanta in real life. So we'll see what he has in store for us off the bench. As for Ron, we'll go aerial to Mitchell Robinson. A 360 lob. We all know how much I love to lob in New Orleans. Anthony Davis caught so many. Even Rashawn Holmes went up there for a few as well, and he's not exactly a high flyer. I want to throw one for myself, but we got to work on our oops a little bit. Just having Mitchell Robinson, who's so good around the rim finishing lobs, that'll be so much fun going forward. And there's the rookie Cade Cunningham to finish off practice.
One hand in the air for the big city. Street lights, big dreams, all looking pretty. No place in the world that can compare. Put your lighters in the air, everybody say yeah.
It's still hard to fathom that I'm suiting up for a home game in Madison Square Garden, a town away from the house in the park that I grew up in, with one of my best friends in the backcourt with me. There was a point that I thought I'd be a New Orleans Pelican for life, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. I came up short in 2 straight finals. That will always be a black mark on my NBA resume. Nevertheless, I'm ready for a new beginning with the blue and orange and ready to put New Orleans behind me in the rearview mirror. It's hard to know where we're going to finish in the Eastern Conference standings this season due to all the turnover for the Knicks, but hey, at least we get a softball to ease us into Season 5. The Detroit Pistons come to town, and we're ready. Under the bright lights of New York City, no other place in the world I'd rather do it, as the Pistons earn the first possession of Season 5, and look at this, already defensive chance from Madison Square Garden. I was not expecting that. This place is a lot more lively than the Smoothie King Center, as here we go, a lot of young talent for the Pistons, including Jalen Green, who was the 4th overall pick. He gets swatted by Mitchell Robinson. I'm out in the open floor, don't want to do anything too crazy. I lay that layup up nice and soft with my offhand. Almost a storybook start if you ask me. Already on the board, couldn't have happened any cleaner there, any smoother. And now we force another stop. Nice job, Julius Randle on Blake Griffin. This time I think we're about to have a half-court possession, but instead I see Faran going backdoor, feed him perfectly as he finishes over Jalen Green. Gotta love the start from the New York Knicks here in Season 5. I'm excited, and you can tell the energy not only in the building, but in these new players, these new acquisitions is really aiding in our electricity on defense as we force yet another stop. Detroit's still looking for their first basket of Season 5. Faran here will reverse this one around to me. Look at this going backdoor, way too easy as I throw up the lob to Julius Randle. Threw a lot of lobs back in my days in NOLA, and And I'm trying to continue that trend here in New York as long as Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson want to go up and get it. And we all know Faran can fly pretty high himself as well. 6-2 as Detroit finally gets on the board. I fake the pass, a little dish off to Mitchell Robinson. Now I'll get him on the board for assist number 3. Gotta love this start, man. This has been such a perfect start. Obviously, it's against Detroit. You can't really gauge how good your team is against a team like the Pistons, but for now, you just gotta enjoy it. It'll take a couple weeks for sure to get our chemistry down right, but until then, we just got to continue to play as a team the best we can. There's Lauri Markkanen, a new acquisition for the Pistons, as they also signed Jeremy Grant as well. Not a bad team here in Detroit, but they still do have a lot of work to do as they dump this down low to Blake Griffin as we're going through a bit of a slump here. The Knicks almost 3 minutes without a basket as Detroit actually takes the lead thanks to Blake Griffin remaining resilient on the glass. Meanwhile, Killian Hayes, my matchup, still struggling to shoot here on top of me. And right now we're just desperate for a basket, looking to the open floor as I set up my man into that screen perfectly. A little stop and pop. That is exactly how you do it on a secondary break. Let's jump to the second quarter now, up by 5. Julius Randle, you know, we like to see him do this a little bit, putting his shoulder into Blake Griffin. No good there. Instead, he kicks it out as he grabs his own miss. And this is quite a bit of space, even for somebody like me. And look at that. That one felt really nice to knock down after I shot so poorly in the playoffs from beyond the arc. 38-30, 7 points, 3 assists as Mitchell Robinson records his second block of the outing. I'm looking up the floor. How about a touch pass up to Julius Randle? We're playing an exciting brand of basketball so far through almost a half. You gotta love what you're seeing. This is what New York basketball is all about right here. And that dunk by Randle gives us our biggest lead of the ball game at 10, as the only thing I'd like to see going forward is Faran and Cade Cunningham. I got to get them a little bit more introduced with the flow of the ball game. As we see Faran, oh my goodness, where did that come from? And as we all know, Faran, it's not a question of if he'll get into the box score, but when, with his deadly shooting touch and his athleticism. You may not expect it all the time, but he is a high flyer. 44-32, Knicks up with under 5.5 to go in the second half. More stingy defense inside the painted area. Cade Cunningham running the break. What court vision by the rookie as he dishes it down to Julius Randle. More team assists as we inch our way closer to our first break in the action as I stay on top of the ball. I keep the heat on and throw up another lob to Julius Randle. Oh man, Madison Square Garden is going bananas right now. Back out in New Orleans, I'm sure you guys remember some of the crazy defensive spurts we had. We were one of the best defensive teams in the NBA for years. And it looks like on New York, we have that type of potential. The sky is the limit whenever you got Tom Thibodeau coaching your defense. And here on the break, I dished that one down to Cade Cunningham. It took him a while, but he finally gets on the board here in his NBA debut as we close the curtains on the first half, up by 20. Not too shabby for our first game together. Right now, we're just outclassing the lowly Pistons in pretty much every category. This has been such a great debut for me and the new acquisitions the Knicks made in the offseason. Gotta love our aggressiveness on defense. That'll be customary with any Tom Thibodeau coach team, as we discussed. Julius Randle has 12 and 8. He also has 3 dunks off of lobs, leading the Knicks in points right now. I've got 9 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists while recording a steal, and I also tipped a jump shot of Killian Hayes in the first half as well. But unfortunately, the only caveat is I'm not shooting that well. I'm only posted 3 for 9 shooting, and Faran's only 4 for 9 after he put up 8 points and 4 rebounds in his Knicks debut. So neither of us really playing or shooting all that well, but it hasn't hurt us on the stat sheet too much as we're still playing great as a team. I think we both just got some butterflies here in our New York Knicks debut. Cade Cunningham hasn't played overly well either. The rookie is only shooting 1 for 4 thus far. He did chip in 2 assists. However, right now I'm just taking it outcomes. We're up by 20. It's going to take us a little bit to regain some chemistry with these guys. I've never played for a different team other than New Orleans, but Faran having no issues coming out and shooting. Look at this, he improves to 5 for 10 for the game. And how about 11 points for Faran Nadeem, 65-44 as we make some progress here in the second half, and Faran will put on the crossover on the rookie Jalen Green. And Faran surely ate his Wheaties this morning, didn't he? Another poster there for the 60-year pro out of Arizona University. Gotta love it, man. Faran has been really doing everything. I mean, of course, he only shot 4 for 9 in the first half, but he's made his first 3 shots here in the second half, along with playing great defense in Jalen Green in his first NBA ball game. So now Obi Toppin checks in for the first time. Really, we're seeing a bench player join the starters out here in the fray. A popping Faran here with 6 seconds left to go, trying to go one-on-one against Sivi. Michael Luke gives him the in and out, and another one is jammed down by Faran. How about another assist off of another jam? And this one was also dunked down over Lauri Markkanen. This third quarter was the third quarter of Faran Nadeem as he put up another 10 points here in the third quarter, as the New York Knicks right now are coasting to begin Season 5 up by 21 points here in the debut of me and Faran in the Big Apple. I think right now this New York Knicks debut has been all as advertised. We've been playing a really exciting brand of basketball, and that will continue here. Nice job by Faran finding me, no good, but we still stay up tempo here. I've missed quite a few jump shots here today, but that doesn't knock my confidence. I'm still driving. Ooh, that pass was a little bit off target, but Randall corrals it. Not the prettiest assist you'll ever see, but there's number 7 for me on the ball game. Only 9 points though. But my shooting can't be the biggest outlier of the ball game. We just got to be enjoying what we're doing here. I give this one off to Cade to let him run his own play. He'll try a layup, but no good again from the rookie. Cade Cunningham a little bit underwhelming here in his NBA debut, but we got to give the Rook some more time. That doesn't waver my confidence in him at all. As he pops out, I deliver a nice feed to him there off of a spin move. Cade Cunningham for 3 as he would finish his NBA debut with 7 points. 92-74. Once again, I find some space to operate here off of a screen by Faran. Instead of the jump shot, I'll twirl this one around to Faran off the ball reversal. And I'm surprised he didn't take that jump shot. Instead, he'll give it back off to me. I get my man up with a pump fake. I'll attack Markkanen, and somehow I don't get blocked there. I'm into double figures in my first game as a Knick, and only a couple assists away from recording a double-double, which has pretty much become customary for me at this point in my career. 96-75, more stops on defense as Cade Cunningham will display some court vision going across the court to the short corner for Faran Nadeem to take a jump shot. His second half has been amazing so far. 100-80, approaching 4 minutes left to go as Blake Griffin and I tried to attack. No good there. Obi Toppin stands his ground. Nice outlet pass. Can a jump shot finally go? Yes, it does. That one was a green light. 13 points, as that would be my last jump shot of the ball game, and that's how I'd finish. 106-86 is your final. I actually did make my last 3 jump shots to improve to a modest 6 for 10 shooting on the night. Ended up being a pretty solid day actually, despite my struggles early, and I'm actually your New Balance player of the game in my NBA debut as a New York Knick. In some ways, I do miss New Orleans. I miss Anthony Davis and playing for head coach Anthony Thornton, and I also miss being in a smaller market with not as much pressure on a nightly basis. We all know the New York media will grill you if you don't live up to expectations, but Faran, Cade Cunningham, and I, we can't get caught up in the media and the bright lights. We just gotta keep having each other's back moving forward and continue to garner chemistry on and off the floor moving forward. And I think us 3, along with the rest of this roster that just oozes potential in Obi Toppin, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, etc. It may not happen overnight, but if we play our cards right, then this team may be in line for a super quick turnaround coming off of 2 back-to-back last place finishes in the Eastern Conference. And playoff basketball at Madison Square Garden may be in our sights by season's end. We still got a long way to go though, 81 more games to go, but we start out 1-0, and I'm excited for what the future has to offer. Change isn't always a bad thing. I'm excited to be here, and I'm sure Faran is too, signing that huge contract here to join the Knicks. But now that we wrapped up the opening for Season 5, let's hop in and take a look at around the NBA to see what some of my friends have been doing. Deshaun in his first game Of his season 5, he had a huge night with 27, 15 rebounds, 10 for 14 shooting, 5 made threes in the win against the Houston Rockets, who actually recently just traded James Harden in this series to the Chicago Bulls. Pretty interesting there. Donovan Gray, he had a solid performance as well in his opening day game in his 6th NBA season. And Donnie G posted a double-double. We all know that Portland is championship or bust for them nowadays. 122-94, they knocked off the Memphis Grizzlies and Memphis's new acquisition, Aaron Catley. He had to take that L on opening night. And let's do some eavesdropping on my old team as well. Anthony Davis with 15 apiece in the Pelicans' first 2 games here. And they actually knocked off the Miami Heat with their new acquisition, Josh Hart, by 20 points in the most recent game. And the Pelicans are only 1 basket away from being 2-0 right now. They took that loss to Toronto by a single basket. Marcus Silva and Kyra Lewis, they're the new backcourt in New Orleans, and Silva played pretty well. However, he's going to be out for the next 1 to 2 weeks after getting hurt on opening night. And Kyra Lewis was great in postseason play, maybe the biggest reason why they want him to be the new starting point guard instead of me and going in a different direction, but he's been struggling as of recent to begin his first season as a starter in the NBA. So, a pretty action-packed episode of the Road to NBA 2K21 series. I'm glad you can join it with me. A lot of drama, but I think we can finally put it behind us. Enjoying these greener pastures laid out to us, playing for the same team I grew up watching, and the same city that it all started. And of course, the battle for New York next time you see me. I can't wait. It's only been 1 episode here with the Knicks, and it's already been so much fun. Thank you for joining me today on College Sports Revived. Stay tuned. Stay safe out there, everybody. I'm signing out.